Yeah, when I look at someone like Elon Musk, I'm not sure that he even wants a quote official position. I think that he can wield a
Mhm.
tremendous amount of influence, clearly have the president-elect's ear without having to go through the burden really of being an official member of the federal government. And I also have to say, when you're talking about people like Bobby, and these are larger than life personalities. These are public figures all to themselves. When you look at Donald Trump, and Mick Mulvaney and I were talking about this yesterday, he's principle number one. It is truly about him. And when you fly too close to the sun and you work for him, you can get in some trouble. As people found out in the first iteration of the Trump administration, people like Bobby, people like Elon, they're not used to running things by anybody. They're principles all to themselves as well in their own world. I'm not sure that serving at the pleasure of another person is really in their DNA.
Mhm. Hogan, talk about right now, it has to be cutthroat jockeying, right, behind the scenes from insiders, outsiders to cement their spot in this second term from him. I've also been thinking about all the people in the first term who couldn't get away from him fast enough after he lost or after, January 6th, what they're thinking right now. Take us behind the scenes of what this is really looking like for folks.
Well, obviously, with that first pick of the historic nature of it, of having Susie Wiles, the first woman as chief of staff, she's going to have a say so too in building that out. Also, has anyone checked on Mark Cuban this morning? Is he okay?
The only thing I saw was his tweet telling Trump he won fair and square, and then it's
Okay.
been crickets.
I'm just worried because Trump doesn't surround himself with brilliant, smart, talented, tough women, but whatever. Anyway, as you take a look at the entire rest of the staff and the roster, Susie Wiles is someone who's going to have the president's ear, as we just talked about in the first question. She's going to help shape that too. Trump has an idea of where he wants to go with this. There'll always be a lot of jockeying behind the scenes, but understand it's a cliche. It's trite, but it's true, and that is hindsight is 2020. He's coming back into this position now with the knowledge, the wisdom, the discernment he did not have the first time, that no president would have at the beginning of a first term. Now he understands the city of Washington, D.C. a whole lot better, the people who are out to get him, the people who want to work with him. He understands that not everyone is in that building for the betterment of the country, but could be for the betterment of themselves. He's going to avoid a lot of that this time and instead get a team in place that really is ready to go on day one. He's not going to have much time before the left is going to start calling him a lame duck. He's got to move quickly. He knows that, and I think he will.
Yeah, he has institutional knowledge now of how the White House works, how Washington works. Kurt, let me just end with you. What do you expect the Senate confirmation process to look like for President Trump's cabinet nominees?
I mean, I think that he'll generally be able to get through the majority of folks that he wants to get through, especially with a larger majority than Democrats currently have. Certainly, yeah. Republicans were successful in election night here of extending their taking back the Senate and extending the majority. It would have helped to have had a few of those seats in Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, and Wisconsin. If they had broken their way, that would have been really a huge. So all eyes now go to people like a Susan Collins, in terms of the power brokers who could play a role in at least saying, hey, this person isn't going to work out. Every senator now has a certain amount of leverage when the minority and majority are this close together, and we'll see how that plays out. Again, this is a team, and I think he'll get hit on something here. They know what they're doing this time. They know what they're coming into. It will be a much more professional operation when you look at the transition and how they align these spaces and these slots. And I think that will make a bigger difference in how they're able to actually get things through.
Yeah, the next couple of months will be fascinating, and we're eager to see kind of some more of these, appointments and who he names to high positions. Kurt Bardella, Hogan Gidley. Hogan, let us know when you get that West Wing phone call, okay?
You'll be the first to know.
Okay, deal. I heard it
and Marky,
here.
you made a right choice, by the way, picking Philly over Dallas. Dallas stinks.
Yeah, what'd you say? Your record is what, 7-2? Your fantasy football team?
Fantasy football this year, Marky. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Much better than my record in picking politics, by the way.
Philly, good pick.
Oh, a good pick. Hey, gentlemen, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.